Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for the second part, and hopefully this will be the last part to finish off the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness spoiler review part 2 video. And like I said from the first part, if you have not watched this movie, I would advise not watching this video. Um, but yeah, we're going to continue where I left off. I have a few nitpicks I didn't get to share with what I was going to explain and what I watched with this movie for the spoilers. So I'm going to explain it real quick, and then I'm going to get back to where I left off with talking about the rest of the movie. So yeah, I forgot to mention that Wanda gets her Darkhold book destroyed by one of the Stranges or whatever, the magic, some girl with the magic or whatever. She destroys it at the cost of her life. And yeah, that's what happens. But yeah, to continue on after that, yeah, that was the only thing I had to mention. Also, Wong gets taken to this place where the Darkhold was created, and he, with Wanda, of course, and he basically, has to help Wanda set up a trap for America Chavez so she can get her power taken away. But he refuses and says, "You're gonna do this at the cost of what? Your boy's life or whatever, or the girl's life or whatever, and your boy's too." So yeah, that's where she throws him off the cliff or whatever, throws him away from the Darkhold place, and he falls off the place where it's at and just falls. You think he's dead, but you'll see as you progress through the movie. But basically, after that, was to continue where I left off at the research facility part, where I left off in part 1. They meet up with Doctor Strange. Christine gets America Chavez out of the glass box that they were contained in, until Wanda started attacking the research facility and destroying the robots and all that stuff. And Doctor Strange and Baron are fighting for a bit, and then Baron loses because he gets trapped in this kind of square maze or whatever. I wouldn't say a maze, he just gets trapped under on the lower ground of where the council place was, where it was until most of them died. And then Doctor Strange meets up with America Chavez and Christine. That universe is Christine, not the universe from Doctor Strange's universe. The one that's married is not the Doctor Strange's, is the Doctor Strange's universe. Is Doctor Strange, of course. Sorry if I'm making it seem confusing explaining what I'm trying to talk about. To continue on, Wanda's chasing after Doctor Strange, America Chavez, and Christine. The multiverse is Christine, a different Christine, of course. And basically, they're trying to go find the Book of Ashanti just to destroy Wanda and stop her or whatever. And as the scenes progress on, she goes through trap by trap or whatever. They try closing doors on her and all that, and she just breaks through it like instantly with her magic because she's the Scarlet Witch, of course. So yeah, and then they go into this edge of the universe of the multiverse, a gap between the multiverse place or whatever, where the Book of Ashanti lies, so they can summon something to stop Wanda from getting America Chavez and taking her power. So, right when they go to the Book of Ashanti, that's where Wanda catches up with them. When uh, Doctor Strange said, "Hold your breath" or whatever to Wanda, and he then traps her in water or whatever, and then that's when they go to the Book of Ashanti, and then Wanda kidnaps America Chavez, and then they go to an alternate universe, Christine and Doctor Strange, but a different kind of universe where it's like all scattered and brought together or whatever, where everything is like destroyed and circling around and pretty dark too and gray. And that's where he meets his this universe's Doctor Strange but with a third eye. And he's got a hold of power called the Darkhold. And it's that's their only hope because the Darkhold, well, the Book of Ashanti got destroyed by Wanda from the gap between the multiverse thing I was trying to explain. And basically, uh, the third-eyed Doctor Strange is saying you don't want this power or whatever from the Darkhold to the actual Doctor Strange we know in that timeline. That is the current timeline from where Wanda took America Chavez to, and where Wong is presumed dead at the time. Uh, I said at the time, but I will explain a little more on that in just a few minutes. But yeah, then what is it? Third Eye Doctor Strange and the regular Doctor Strange are fighting, uh, where he's just to get the Darkhold or whatever, because that's the only hope they have to stopping Wanda, and it works. But the third-eyed Doctor Strange gets killed, unfortunately. But yeah, he was kind of evil anyway. He possessed some kind of power, some kind of dark mystical power or whatever. And yeah, they were fighting for a few minutes, and then he falls off his house, out of the window through his house, and lands in the spikes where his fence is, the spiky fence or whatever, and dies. So that's where Christine comes in to the house or whatever, where that third-eyed Doctor Strange was staying at in that certain universe. And then Doctor Strange, the current Doctor Strange that we know, is trying to basically go after Wanda, but he has to dream walk through the Darkhold's book in order to do that. He has to possess a dead body from that universe. And it was the dead body that tried to sacrifice America Chavez to take her power or whatever. And he possesses that body with the souls of the damned just to go after, what is it, Wanda and stop her. So he does stop her, and that's where you see Wong take down one of the Guardians monsters or whatever that's protecting Wanda. And that's where the huge fight comes in. And Wanda and Doctor Strange are starting to fight. He goes up to one of the creatures before he fights Wanda and is killing him off one by one and knocking him down from the thing. That's where Wong, the guy you thought was dead, miraculously survived, but he was badly injured. Um, but yeah, basically after that, the Wanda fight happens, and that's where basically they're fighting Wanda for a bit. Doctor Strange is pretty much getting his ass kicked by Wanda. But they trap Wanda in this barrier thing for a bit, and then she miraculously escapes with just her angryish power from as the Scarlet Witch, and then She attacks Doctor Strange, the dead Doctor Strange that he possessed. The regular Doctor Strange did in a different universe, but possessed the dead Doctor Strange in the universe Wanda's in with America Chavez. But yeah, afterwards, that's where America Chavez shows her the what is it? Where the boys are, and they start getting afraid of the Scarlet Witch, also known as Wanda, the one that's attacking, uh, causing incursions and all that. But basically, um, that's where America Chavez is showing her that side, and basically they were America Chavez and Wanda were fighting for a bit, the Scarlet Witch. So they do happen to beat Wanda a bit. They knock her down a peg, and what she does is she sacrifices herself, Wanda does, to destroy the Darkhold from all universes. And yeah, it ends with Wanda dying at pretty much the end of the movie. About the end of the movie. And that's where peace is restored. And between all universes, they go back for Doctor Strange, the current Doctor Strange from the universe we know. Not the multiverse ones that have already been killed, unfortunately. But yeah, that's where Doctor Strange is going back to his universe, back home, of course. And Christine is staying in a somewhere, I think. And that's where America Chavez is being trained to fight in a different universe, or the universe that of Doctor Strange, the current Doctor Strange that's still alive, of course, and he saved the temple and all that, and they're training and rebuilding stuff and all that, rebuilding the fortress or whatever. So after that, he goes back home or whatever, and America Chavez says goodbye, her goodbyes to him for a bit, and he goes back home for a bit, and that's where, right at the very end of the movie, you see a third eye come out of Doctor Strange. And then there's a post-credit scene after that. Only one good post-credit scene. The other one was kind of stupid. It was funny, but a little silly. It was not even worth staying for that post-credit scene, honestly. But the first post-credit scene is where Charlize Theron comes in as some kind of being or whatever. And she's like, "Are you Doctor Strange?" And he's like, Doctor Strange says yes, and he's like, "You caused an incursion, so we gotta take you to be judged or whatever." So that's where his third eye comes in, and this, and like right here, and then he basically says, "Okay, let's go." So they go to some kind of universe or whatever for Doctor Strange. Something's gonna happen, and it says Doctor Strange will return, of course, because it's a Marvel movie. They always have something exciting for fans to enjoy. But yeah, the last post-credit scene was the man that was getting punched around. I forgot to mention that when America Chavez was eating those pepperoni rolls, Doctor Strange put a spell on the guy that wanted the money for the pepperoni rolls, I guess you could say. And basically, he gets a spell put on him that lasts for 3 weeks by beating himself up. And then it finally stops afterwards, after he gets mustard put on him and is beating himself up. It stops 3 weeks later, and then he's like, "Finally." And that was the end of it. So basically, that's going to be it for this spoiler review for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I think I covered everything that needed to be covered. If I left out any details, just let me know in the comments below. But yeah, another thing, I did not see Vision in this movie, so I was a little disappointed. But at the same time, I guess he didn't want to be. Paul Bettany didn't want to be in this movie or something. It was kind of disappointing because he was one of the characters that was with Wanda in WandaVision. And yeah, I just didn't see him in this. But anyways, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of part 1 and 2 for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness spoiler review videos if you enjoyed them. And if you enjoyed this spoiler review video that I made for you guys today, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. I hope you enjoyed parts 1 and 2 for the spoiler videos for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness spoiler reviews. Part 1 and 2. I did the best I could to make them as good as possible. I'll have the Olivia O'Brien EP review coming out a little bit later. I am sorry that I've had to delay it so much. I've been meaning to try to do them as soon as I can, but I've been hung up with doing these Doctor Strange videos and all that. But I had a good time watching this movie. Yeah, the downside to it was Vision wasn't in the movie, but still the script was pretty spot on good, in my personal opinion. But I'd have to rank it maybe a 9 out of 10 to be on the safe side for this movie. But maybe my rating could change. I don't know. Like I said in my review last night, it could change. It is one of the best movies so far this year. Um, I think the Batman and this movie are the best movies so far as of right now. But we'll just see how time uh, we'll see what happens if there's any good movies after that. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this pretty lengthy video for the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness part spoiler reviews part 1 and 2. I did the best I could to make them as good as possible. I'll have more videos coming out as soon as I can. So stay safe, take care guys, and as always, I'll see you in my next review.